welcome back to Doctor Who Timey Wimey Adventures, where anything can happen and anything will happen. Last time we left off, we had a cliffhanger where Davros appeared and was a spaceship above the planet, knocking the Doctor. And now Davros, through the communication screen, is looking at the Doctor, and Davros would like to say, "Oh, Doctor, you have played right into my hand, as I knew you would." And he starts doing his laughter.
All right, so that's like exactly where we left off.
Yep, once the Doctor says that.
I look at him, kind of pissed off. What kind of room are we in?
Remember, you're in the room underground part of the palace where the gardens was. The monk is still tying up the Alistair, so don't forget that.
Oh, yeah.
Alistair can always use him for a shield.
Is Davros, like, physically in front of us?
No, he's on the monitor. He's in a spaceship of the planet. You want to say anything to him?
I look at him and I say, I'm coming for you.
Davros is going to respond by laughing and saying, "You don't know. I wanted you to come here." And he's going to say, "Activate the shatter weapon." And then you suddenly hear a really, really loud boom. And then as it starts to make a noise, you hear Davros say, "This weapon depends on you being here. It is your fault that the Daleks and me will be victorious for the final time." And suddenly something strange seems to happen here, Doctor.
You have something for Alistair's sake.
Right before this race happens?
Yeah, I was just gonna look at the monitor and look at that roof and say, "You couldn't win a game of ping pong!"
That's a good one. Alright, ready to find out what happened?
Yeah.
So, Doctor, you can feel something really wrong with time. You can tell that there's something very wrong with time because you're no longer in the room where you were supposed to be. You know where you are actually, and you know that something must be wrong with time. And it has, you should not be in one of the rooms that you're in inside a very, very long time ago, one Scarrow. And you know your body feels different. It's as if you know everything that's happened, but as if you're going through your past somehow. Because currently, you're back where it all started. But no, first time you met the Daleks in your old body, but with your current memories. And you see Alistair and obviously the monk appear. And then you see the others that were with you at that time when you first met the Daleks. And you hear Ian say, "Where did those two come from?" And not sure, you okay?
I put my hand on my head. I go, of course I'm okay. Just a few. And look over at it. Look at the other two that have appeared. You say it's the monk and...
Yeah, and you have your current Doctor memories. It has some sort of technical problem.
Yeah.
It's as if you're going through your old time stream.
I look over at Alistair and I go, are you okay, my boy?
Well, I'm still cuffed to this idiot, so no.
I look at the monk. Wow. Man, this is quite a predicament we're in. What has Davros done to us?
Nothing he couldn't have. No, I thought I dismantled that weapon before he can use this. Even I wouldn't allow him to use something like that, lovingly.
Obviously, you missed a piece.
That's around the time Susan once that you said, "Grandfather, what the hell is going on?"
What's your language, child? You'll get the right...
Susan shook her head and said, "That's not very funny, Doctor." And she's, grandfather, she's gonna say, "So what's going on? You're acting weird."
I'm pedaling back through my own time stream somehow.
And she's gonna say, "That is not good." And that's what the monk says. "It was a weapon I set up that was working on. A weapon that was meant for you. He was hoping you would come here, he did, unfortunately. It was a weapon that was designed for Time Lords, which is why clandestine is meant to take a Time Lord and slowly unravel their own timeline and cause hypno anomalies and doesn't immediately out the situation, flipping back and forth between different areas of your life. Well, it could unravel all the space and time that Davros would be victorious.
Well, actually, is he unraveled all space and time? He's not gonna be here anymore, so he loses anyway. But then again, he was never that bright.
He has advice that makes him immune from such changes.
I look at the monk. Oh, how are we supposed to get out of this yet?
Well, maybe we need to find somebody to break out of this. Maybe some people throughout your life can help you, or something. He's gonna say, maybe there's some advice, or some people you know throughout your life. If it happens to Elliot, either by will or by coincidence, they might be able to help. I don't know how else to help you.
You could have not have built the damn thing in the first place.
I tried to dismantle it, and it wasn't my idea, it was his idea to make something like that.
That's how you ended up stuck in your own TARDIS.
Which time?
I looked at it. What part of the Daleks are we in right now?
You're in the part where you're just walked in the room barely for the first time. All three of you in the episode were walked in.
Oh,
And I'm gonna say, well, I know it made you do this. He says it should put things back to the way it's meant to be. So no changes you make should affect the real time while you're doing this.
Did you say we're in a room on Sparrow?
On Starro, yeah. The room where you're all like, and you're hit by the radiation, which hurt with our reflash.
I'm gonna assume it's probably not affected Alistair since he was never actually supposed to start with.
No, you're brand new here, so it hasn't affected you. Only reason that holds it was how you were doing the doctor. Or affected you as you retire wards. Sorry.
I'll go ahead.
Which is also why Jess isn't here for the day. As tonight, when we have panel, I love with everybody watching the audio should know that Jess is taking a little bit of a break for IRL stuff. Making sure it's not one way. You never know.
A long way around.
Exactly. What were you saying?
I was gonna about or ask you if there was a panel for the door.
You can try to look for one.
Okay. I had to roll for that, or
Oh, you can roll for awareness and knowledge.
14 altogether.
You see his roll up out by the door, right by the door actually, and what it was designed for a talent.
Too bad I don't have a plunger.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but around that time something does happen though.
What?
Under your doctor, I know you're gonna realize that time is shifting again, and this time you're going to live something slightly different. This time you are in the TARDIS, and doctor, you know your body feels way different this time, and you look in the room, and I know your boy comes in the room and says, "Hey doctor," and you recognize it to be Azric, and you're currently in your fifth form. Azric says, "Doctor, I've been working on those calculations you told me they're going to work. I believe they'll work. Trust me."
I kind of look down at my hands for a second and then look back at Adric, and I put my arm on his shoulder, and I say, "Adric, me, but it's not me."
Yeah, under you?
I say, "Yes." I said, "Someone's manipulating my time stream.
Well,
I need your help."
when you need help with give me all the details, maybe I have a math calculation that can help you.
I tell him what's going on. I say, someone named Davros has, the leader of the Daleks, has hit me with a ray that's making me relive past experiences.
That is not good, says Adric. And he's the announcer. Is the announcer actually all weird of seeing Adric at all? Like he's not used to it? Or something different? Like Adric, like thinking you're looking at him like a ghost?
Yeah, he was so guilty about letting it down.
Announcer, you're looking at me a bit odd. Are you okay?
It'll never be okay.
I look at him. I just say, "I'm sorry," and then just kind of like get myself together.
Okay. Like, Adric sent me away on the console and play some math calculations. He says, "Doctor, I might need your help with these calculations to figure out a theory and what to help you."
I walk over and start looking at the calculations with him.
Alright, you want to roll and maybe Alistair to help the calculations too? Or which who like fit will help the most?
Yeah.
Which one wants to help the most, you or Alistair?
Hmm?
Which one you should help Azrael with calculations in the theory?
Probably the doctor.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. So Doctor, I'm gonna have you roll for science, and humanity. Is humanity.
21.
That is definitely yes, and it's a yes. You get more information, possible theory, and the air is you have an idea of where you need to go that might really help you. Like you said, Ezra, you work on these calculations on the TARDIS computer, and with this kind of problem, you're gonna need something more powerful than the TARDIS. Something that has a lot of power and possibly be powerful enough to actually help to undo what's happened to you.
Well, we are in the era that the Time Lords are still around. Maybe going back to Gallifrey and see if we can find something there.
And you're like, is it talking about the Matrix you always talking about?
Yes. I was like, maybe the Matrix is something that can help us.
Let's just see what everybody else is, Azric.
And I go over and set the coordinates for
Gallifrey.
Gallifrey.
I honestly think Alistair has the hardest part of this entire story. He's trying not to kill the monk.
Oh yeah. You tried not to kill them up. That's funny.
It's harder than it sounds.
Right? So Doctor, you find yourself in you find yourself back in the TARDIS, but you cannot alight. You're not in a light which Doctor currently form you're in. You are now in the Warp Doctor form, and you just wearing a Gallifrey. It's not during the end of Time War, but it's during the Time War in general.
During the Time War?
Yeah, so you head outside?
Yeah.
And you're also with Stella Alistair in the month.
They go outside, have Alistair look out the door and say, they redecorated. I don't like it.
Yeah, and right outside the door, you look out and you see a woman wearing a general uniform, and you see the really old version of Mila. And Mila says, Doctor, let's have a smell of Persian on your line right here. We kept most of them at bay, but there's a smell of Persian on your right towards here right now. What would you like me to do?
I look at her and I say, something is wrong. Davros has hit me with a certain weapon that takes me back through different periods of my time.
That hit me instantly. Davros did that? I thought I was the savage. And she's gonna say, so what you need me to do, Doctor? I don't know how the weapon works. Is there a specific thing you need help with to stop it?
I think I need to reach the Matrix.
Well, I can take you right there. There's other people that can handle the situation, I think. But these swans run it down, it's on the way. I'll go ahead and have the swans run 17 with them.
I say, this is my son, Alistair, and this is the monk.
We was going to what Alistair Bauer had and say, so, Alistair, son of the Doctor, it's a pleasure to meet you. And she's the one at a month once and say, I remember you. He's an out punch in the face, Marilla. The monk's gonna say, wait, I'm his prisoner. We were gonna say, yeah, have you learned? I will shoot you right here and now.
Alistair, tell Leela hi.
Yeah, you can. Lee was gonna say to the monk, I am Leela of the 17. You will not cause any trouble while you're the prisoner, the Doctor and Alistair, will you?
No, E-Wander is gonna get used for a human shield if I come across a Dalek.
Sounds perfect. A human shield is a very good battle tactic, says Leela. Even if it ends up making this vulnerable.
I'm gonna have Alistair hold up his wrist and say, yeah, especially when we're this close.
The monk's outlaws you. Alright, so you're gonna head to where the time matrix, not the time matrix, the matrix is?
Yeah.
Alright, so you headed to like the zone place into the matrix, down the hallway to where the matrix is?
Yeah.
Alright, as soon as you get halfway through the hallway, other shit happens. Doctor, you know you're still making progress based on where you are, but you cannot like it. You know you're still new entrance to the Matrix, but you are in the courtroom, as you notice that your outfit is, well, very elaborate with the coloring, and on the roof near you, you see the valley yard.
Yep, I look at him and give him the stink eye.
This was around the time the master was revealing who the valley yard was, by the way, and the valley yard gets ready for Rob, and then he looks at Doctor and says, wait, something is wrong with time. I can feel it even here. What have you done? He says, looking at your Doctor.
Not something I've done, Steckyard. I say, the leader of the Daleks, Davros, has been manipulating with my timeline.
Again.
And he's gonna look at Alistair and say, you shouldn't be here yet. This is all wrong.
Shit, Sherlock.
And he's going to say, and what exactly happens in my timeline, exactly?
I am forced to go back and forth through my different regenerations. And I must solve how to fix this before time itself unwraps.
He's just gonna roll his eyes and say, so you think you're gonna fix this, and you're gonna give the information, you're gonna help me in your regeneration too, and you're gonna do that, or else I will let you into the Matrix. And then he's gonna say, what do you think you're gonna do? Fail? Since what you did to Andric, what you did to Clara?
Since Alistair is actually met Clara, I'm gonna have Alistair look at the Valley Guard and say, do you know the difference between me and the Doctor? I will punch you.
Latin the Valley looks him straight in the face and says, I do not honestly believe that you was.
Crack his knuckles and say, you really want to find out?
I look at the Madam Chancellor and I say, Madam Chancellor, I say, apprehend this foul villain.
Yeah, you're right here for ordering is to apprehend them. Something is clearly wrong. And
Charlatan.
that's around the time the Valley runs off towards the Matrix. And then you also hear Mel in the bush like, Doctor, what the hell is going on? I don't understand.
I'll explain later. Because I'm getting tired of explaining. I don't say it that way. No, I say, I'll explain later.
That's really the one. I've heard that how a lot Doctor Who I'll explain later. I'm the one doing the joke punchline in that little Doctor Who skit is. Right at my scene of most of the one where Doctor has the woman with the master.
Yeah.
He says I'll explain later, so that was funny. Alright, so you follow the Valley Archers the Matrix?
Okay.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Alright. As you went to the Matrix, you know you're inside the Matrix when suddenly feels slightly shit, but you're still inside the Matrix. But this time, you are in your 8th incarnation body, and since you I was there out from the month in the room.
I did my 8th.
Yeah, called it Doctor. And he has been in the Matrix in audio stories.
I look over at Alistair. Well, I guess I just keep getting more and more handsome.
Well, that's debatable.
The monk looked at the game Doctor and said, well, I never like to see that space again.
Well, is it good for because I don't know how much time we have.
Well, we should, then that is when you hear something laugh behind you, and you see a man approach you, and he says, so, you really think you can stop me this time, but your clever little schemes, for I am the master, and you will fall before me this time, Doctor.
You know, do you out? You know, I'm really beginning to think you really just like to hear the sound of your voice.
The master's gonna look at him and say, is there something wrong with that?
Yeah, it's really annoying, even more annoying than a hyena, which...
He's gonna look straight at you, Alistair, and say, wait a minute, you're the one that walked me that damn TARDIS.
No, I shoved you in the TARDIS, and then I locked it.
And then he's gonna say, so, Wait, something is off about you, Doctor. Something's wrong with time, isn't there? Right? It's sensitive right off at you.
I look at him and I say, we're going to have to put our differences aside for just a while. Davros has hit me with this ray that is interrupting my time stream. And if we don't fix it, all of time and space could unravel.
Poof.
Masters gonna sigh and say that Superman 10-handed idiot really thinks that's an idea, because there's no universe where am I supposed to rule? What an idiot. The Master's gonna say, and he tells you someone that most people leave you and say, I'll help you this one time, but only because I suspect and like you, this will never have happened anyway, technically.
Well, that you don't have a choice.
Yeah, some of the time the Master punches Alistair in the face, so I can tell you that.
Which Master is it?
He actually looks like one from Finish era. I'm gonna send you a picture. Yeah, so you can see it all much from looking like Master, pretty much.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
He's a nice show the wieners.
Yeah, I'm really like that's the ones from the floor. And I'm gonna have you roll, Alistair, sorry about that. I'm gonna have you roll coordination, and survival. And that's you know how that's why you survival exam. So
I was tribal on what I'm with.
what survival, and
Coordination.
coordination, yeah.
Okay. 2, 5. Alright, let me roll.
Okay.
At 16.
The Master misses you, but he hits him up by accident. Like,
Hey, look on the bright side. At least I didn't hit you this time.
I'm not gonna say it's not funny, and
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
most says, what are you gonna let me know again?
When we get out of here. And then if I ever see you again, I'm gonna lock you in a TARDIS.
Right. So the Master said, fine, I want you to watch on the Matrix right this second. You can use it to get out of this mess, Doctor. I did not want my whole life's night to either. So he, for example, where when others the what he was trying to use for making me use it in Matrix in the past. And Doctor, so what you do now, you can use the Matrix.
What do I want?
What you do with the Matrix. How you will use it to figure out how you might want to solve this.
Have my other selves arrived yet? Well, I don't know. They would arrive at
Your other subs?
times, right?
You trying to summon your other subs?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, let's do that.
you are crazy. I love it. I didn't even mean for this to be a multi-doctor fan. Not for it to work, but I guess that's what you want to do. Hey, I don't have a problem. How many you summon?
I guess all of us.
Alright.
All 20 of them.
The Masters, what and CS, the first 3 doctors are using it, right. He's at right, 4 of them. And then the rest of the 20 arrive. After you say, right, all 4 of them.
And,
And then you're gonna hear the monk say, no sir, all 20.
and once they arrive, I'm going to do that thing where we do that psychic link up.
Alright, that's story points.
Yeah.
4 story points for that one, and that's actually, 4 makes sense for that one. It's very powerful.
Okay.
You want to use 2 Elbert? I'll give you 2 of mine.
Now that you even better, you what? Yeah, that one's fair. That you're helping what side to wait out you're winning it.
Yeah, plus he is a time lord.
Yeah, makes sense. And the Master and the Mother also help me with time to make you in their own way.
Mostly because they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
And we will, I'm going to psychic link with them and get them all up to speed on everything that's happening.
So, what is the plan since the months and all the doctors?
I look at the other doctors and be like, well, what do you all think?
Master say, why do I not like the sound of this? So you're gonna say anything?
I asked the other doctors what they think.
Oh.
it might be.
Okay. You want me to act as some of them, like, in my ears?
Yeah. What if we created a some sort of nano gene thing that fixed our timeline, and we would take it just like you would a shot. And since we have all of us here together, we can start with the one that hit first and then just work our way back. Just something that, like, we come up with a cure through some sort of, like, nano time gene or something, and they would just take it like a shot, like you would a
vaccine.
vaccine. Since we're all here together, we could all take it at one time.
You hear, the small doctor in my way, well, that's impressive, even for me.
I smile.
And then, obviously you will have to research in the matrix, when you will have to make a roll, and I will certainly probably help with making the vaccine most likely make it fair, and it won't be easy to make a vaccine. So, for Alistair, you're in a rope technology, and if you're doing the same thing about her, help me help on that for that stuff there. And those other doctors let me help me with it too, obviously. Probably have me roll for one doctor. Help me roll for all of the others, don't worry.
So it's
Oh, and the masters also help me too. A lot of
Ingenuity in what?
and science.
all right. 20. Just 20.
Nice. 14. Well, with that, you did the work with Wilson's roles. You actually did the work.
My brace are working for what?
Yeah. There's only gonna be one side effect. It has something low the way of 14. The only side effect it's gonna give you a massive headache for a few days for doctor.
It is a headache.
Yeah. It's all it's like in the open shot. It's like responded well enough, so it does have side effect like pain, pretty much what it does. Does that make sense? Yeah, so you don't take the shot, and then suddenly all my lungs start to fade away, and you're back within where you should be. You're now back within playing up the sounds and Haywinds, which were run by the Queen, who was a hybrid. Davros is looking on the computer screen like, how are you still here?
We're alive. I love it when we do that.
But I'm gonna wave my sonic screwdriver. And is there any kind of I hate to be choosy. Is there any kind of teleportation mat or anything like that?
You see the monk TARDIS nearby.
I look at the monk and have us all start walking towards the.
Love to say, I have a sense that only I can push some of the buttons to try for it. You might be the best with controls, but only I can actually push buttons to make it move. I have the isomorphic, so when you untie me and I'll help you this one time.
Or you use it, or I'm going to take you outside and let the dolls use you for target practice.
Love to say, and then will you me?
Dragging your stupid ass around.
Are you trying to intimidate them?
Yep.
You need to roll to intimidate them.
I mean, he did this try to let the Daleks use it for target practice.
That'll be subterfuge and resolve.
Alright, resolve.
No, presence with another. Presence with another.
Yep.
Presence is what I want to use.
Presence and
Presence and
subterfuge, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna have the mutt roll against you.
12.
Well, it would help that the mutt wasn't a bad roller, so he is high this ear lip in the ear. He says, fine. I don't let me yell after this is over. He says, I like you really want me my money. What did you say next?
After this is over? You'll be lucky if I don't leave your ass on Scarrow.
Not at the end, the mutt says.
No, last time I sent you to Mundus, there's a difference.
You just say, you're correct. Last time, you actually, sent me to a planet full of wicked angels. Unless this time by wrong order.
Good idea, though.
Not funny. Any interested TARDIS with you, dressing up your buttons. Were you want to know that, sure, he asked?
What's that? Yeah, right go.
You want to like the Davros ship or something? He asked?
Yep.
Alright, he says, not sir. I will when you undo what you get in my TARDIS or Ralph and end up with Star most likely. You know what I get, not do it or it won't work well. So, you got to try to undo what you did in TARDIS last time. Oh wait, I'll just have you roll for that, technology and you and the key.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be that difficult.
17.
Yeah, so what you do is that way putting TARDIS back to the way it should be. That what you describe it?
Yeah.
I meant, what is your specific way to fix it? It works, by the way.
Oh, what did I do?
Yeah.
I just, when we went back inside, I'll, replace, some fluid links and
Okay.
put his materialization circuit back in its proper place.
Yeah. Alright. That's around the time the month since it hurries onto the ship. And he says, I'm not coming with you, Alistair. Leave me here. Please.
Thought about it. No.
I wouldn't leave without you. Would I ever?
Have Alistair driving toward the door and say, I know you won't. Let's go.
What size is just, this is why I really hate you.
I look at
Join the club.
the monk. Are we all inside of his TARDIS?
Yeah, but you should materialize onto the Davros' ship. I hear an argument outside when you get out there.
Okay.
You hear Davros arguing with Zack with black armor. Zack was just say, you promised us you would be victorious. You have failed.
I look at him. Well, what are you going to tell your children now, Davros?
Davros will say, Doctor, you did this.
Yep. Yes, we did.
I look at it and I'm like, oh, when you come to the big boys playground, you better know how to play with the big boy toys.
Right?
Except for the tire swing. That's mine.
He's just say, this shouldn't have happened. Now that stupid hybrid Queen has sent reinforcements from those humans and their military. There's already ships on the way. You were never supposed to even exist other than me. This should be like a reckoning. He's gonna look right at Alistair and say, I don't know, how will you ask your Rex?
You know the difference Davros between a Dalek and a human?
Which one is purer?
We actually have a brain.
Davros looks at you and doesn't think you're really funny otherwise. And he's gonna look at you and say, there cannot be a hybrid allowed to survive. That is a disgrace upon the Zalat race.
What are you going to do? Exterminate them? Alistair imitated a Dalek just to irritate him more.
Smooshes earned 2 story points for that impression.
Thank you.
That was really funny. So, now, Doctor, what are you gonna do, about this situation?
So what are the Daleks going to do to him?
When you hear the Daleks say, we will lock you up in cryo storage until we have use for you.
I'm going to let him put him in Cairo storage. Maybe that's the best thing.
Oh, for a while.
Yeah, the Dalek looks at you, Doctor, and says, you want me exterminated?
I have a question.
Yeah?
How far are they from the TARDIS?
Only a few feet. Maybe with no.
Doesn't that mean they're inside the TARDIS shield?
So yes, that is fine. Now let's literally put out like a shield and they fire and nothing hits you.
Spoiler alert! TARDISes still have shields!
The monk says, obviously, mine are very strong, so it may even fine if you rush shots and might fail.
Put up a minute, I'm talking. And besides, nobody asked you.
So what else you want to say to the Dalek? I was gonna say, I'm Dalek Supreme.
For a Dalek whose name is Supreme, you're not very supreme.
Uncle Supreme.
The first thing that popped into my head was Taco Supreme.
You say Taco Supreme?
That's the first thing that popped into my head.
During the extra story point for that joke. Alright.
As the doctor, I'm going to look around for the controls and see if I could put this whole ship on Cairo freeze.
You can try.
Okay.
Oh yeah, if you want to do that, you're trying to override crowd free so it affects the whole ship watching one room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna require 4 story points, but you have enough, no worries.
Okay.
And you don't need to worry because you have fresh story points in that session anyway.
Okay.
You wanna do it?
Yeah, let's do this.
Alright, you are and now let's start freaking out and say, Royal Freeze, device is malfunctioning.
And I'm like, it's time for you all to cool off a little.
Oh, you make me face palm.
What's the matter, Dalek? Look on the bright side. You won't feel the freezing.
Mostly say, how many get out before we freeze it up too?
Yeah, I'm gonna get us all back to the monk's TARDIS.
And get back onto the planet?
Yeah.
Alright, when you land, you actually land, near the lady who was back there and she's been waiting for you all. And she's going to let you all and say, so have you solved our Dalek problem?
Pretty much.
You can say they're a little cool.
What did you do? She asks.
Nothing. We just put him on ice for a little while.
As around the time, you see Queen Lola shipping away with face palm. You made it Queen's face palm.
That was my work. Sure done.
I say,
She should say, we have reinforcements coming to help us. The humans decided to help us, as well as we opened up shrines with them, which is no problem with us.
good. Have them stop by and pick up that Dalek ship. Just don't warm them up.
Keep it away from the sun.
Queen should shake her head and say, so that's what you have a sense of humor. And she said, Doctor, what you think I've done for these heroes and for these fouls that I rescued from time is a new, fresh start. What you think I've done, how I've done with that, I was inspired by you.
I look at her and I'm like, I think you've done really good. And I think now that you've got Davros and everyone off your back, it looks like you can have everything grow here now.
I really hope so. When you check in on us right away, see how we're doing.
So I turn around to the monk and I use the sonic screwdriver to unhandcuff him and Alistair. I look at the monk and I say, if I let you go, can you stay out of my hair?
That's the way to say, sure, totally not a problem. And
But I'm like, you are a nuisance, but you did help us.
not what I had much choice. It would either help you or it punched you in the face by Alistair.
I look at I just tell the monk to run to his TARDIS.
Yeah, the monk does get out the way and he runs into his TARDIS. He goes away into all the time and space. Who knows when you'll see him again?
Probably very damn soon.
Hopefully not. So the ways to say, so you're off, I assume.
Well, he did make up for what he did.
Okay, when he comes back here again and I arrest him.
Yes.
Yeah. And then she's gonna say, by the way, what's up cameras when you arrive? Where is that girl that was with you? That girl that teleported? What was her name? What happened? I don't think that was a Zack transportation.
I look at Alistair and I look back at her and she's one of my assistants. We're going to have to go track her down now.
Which means something will probably try to kill us, but other than that, it's a
Most likely.
problem.
She'd say, well, why should you off of thunder? Alright, Doctor?
I nod.
Alright. You shake her hand?
Oh.
Yeah.
Alistair, anything you want to do?
Not really.
Alright. You want to head back to your TARDIS?
Yeah.
Alright. Now you head back into the TARDIS and start to dematerialize, and hopefully you'll find out what happened with Miriam, and that is where we end it.